Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Reps call. Constantina is back, but she had a conflict this week, so you will get to see her next week, probably. Today, Philip is going to present a project. But before we start, I wanted to tell to everyone, as I wrote to you, please, if you have some interesting projects, some events that you have made that went very well, or if you're organizing something, you feel that experience will be useful to other reps to share, or if you have something to ask other reps, you want to ask other reps to collaborate with you on something or to support you with something, this is a place where you can come and talk about it. So if you have anything, any project you want to talk about it in the reps call, just send me a message and we can set it up. So I look forward to see more of you talking into this reps call and coming presenting your projects, because I know that there are some people who are doing amazing work. Well, all of you are doing amazing work, but if you have, I saw some very good projects out there, some very great events. So if you want to talk, come and talk about it, you are very, very welcome. So don't be shy.
Okay,
Drop an email.
thanks for the introduction. And hi everyone. I hope everyone is fine and in a cool place because it's rather hot today. And yeah, I wanted to give some feedback about what I am experimenting, and I think I have some ideas that worth sharing. So let me share some presentation of a previous presentation I made. I think I made this last month. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I was able to present different works on web things, but let's focus on this one. So this was a presentation I made in Paris, in France. So let me introduce myself. I'm a software engineer from Rennes. I'm an open source contributor, mostly focused on IoT projects, and I've been involved into open source with the industry on Tizen operating system before, Yocto for automotive, and also IoT project at Samsung. And you can reach me at different places, and yeah, I am really open for discussing about different ideas or um, eventually cooperate. So yeah, I'm still looking for a job now, so the situation is not making easier, but let's get started. So the whole concept I want to share before I get started is the digital twin concept. So it's not something new. It's basically a digital replica about a physical entity. So it can be a model basically that which is matching an actual thing, and both the real thing and this model are connected somehow. So once it's updated, the other it will get updated at the same time. So this way we can have some kind of a new sort of interaction between device and models, and you can now within a browser visualize this in a 3D environment like VR headset and so on. And it's not something new because it was something introduced in 20 years ago, and I act some kind of VRML puppet show online, if you know about this. So let's get started. You get an idea with this demonstration. So I made this. Oh,
In the meantime, if any of you has any question, please write them in the Etherpad or write them in the chat if you don't want to ask them directly, and I will ask them for you.
So yeah, that's an example that works 1,000 words. But what I want to share today is that we can do much more than this now with this technology. Now we can try to eventually have some kind of social interaction between the IoT world and the virtual world. So I made a little experiment with hubs.
Are you sorry, Philippe? I can't hear you very well.
You cannot hear me?
Now I can hear you, yes. Before I couldn't.
Sorry, I cannot hear you at the same time. So I can mute and comment. It should be better if the sound is not correct. So yeah, I made this little house and it's added in this hubs world. So you can add external assets, and each assets are different properties. And here I'm updating the position, actually the rotation of the actual device, because there is a sensor embedded on this little house model, and it will be updated to the VR world. But this is done using the WebSync gateway. You can see on the corner where you have all the sensors connected, and the value are updated in real time. So it's not, I didn't focus most on the performance. It can be updated, that's for sure. But yeah, this means that if one has a device in some location, it can try to expose it to a different location. So if you see on my picture on the top right, there is a mobile phone where the model is updated at the same time. So yeah, that's mostly a proof of concept hack. But I believe that it can be something valuable, because if we, let me stop sharing. Oh yeah, before I leave, if you want to get started on doing similar stuff, you can get this example here. So it's the same house, but here instead of using it into the Hubs platform, you can just display it using the A-frame framework, and you see the roof, which has a solar panel, is updated, matching the value of a sensor or a mock sensor. If you don't have a sensor, you can get started with a simulator. I made it to get it easier for you. So yeah, I'll be quick, and if there is any question, I will take them. But just before, I didn't create a website or so on. I just have this ActivityPub feed where you have all the different news about what I'm doing here. So yeah, you're free to join. And yeah, let me stop the sharing now. Is it shared? I don't see
yeah,
it.
you already stopped. You already
Oh,
stopped.
it's gone. No, never mind.
Yeah.
So yeah, if there is any question, I can answer them now, or just comment a little more about the ID and how can be useful.
Okay, so does anyone have any question? I don't see any question on the Etherpad at the moment, but if you go on the Etherpad, you can see there are some links. So if you're interested, you can go there, have more of a look. And
Okay.
yes, I don't see anyone writing in chat. Does anyone have a question?
I'm waiting for the question, but I can fill with some ID. Yeah, I got this ID because that's something quite popular in the industry, where you have different robots who are working together, and you have, let's say, for instance, a supply chain. When you want to establish it from the beginning, it can be very long and very expensive. So people are trying to use to simulate it in a VR world or 3D world. And if it's accurate, then you can deploy it to reality. But now, this year specifically, I see very interesting when we have some situation of people are not together, but they want to share different elements like tools or different things. Okay, they can do this using video calls, but it can be done very more efficiently. So yeah, I think that imagine if we have some different people home and they want to cooperate with someone remotely, they can share the access to the device like you are sharing your desktop if you want somebody to control your computer, you can decide to share whatever machine you have. It can be something you have home or something in a different environment. As long as
Oh,
it can be modelized as an IoT device, it can be done.
Someone is in a question. Generally is asking, are you making use of Raspberry Pi?
Sorry, I cannot hear you well because the sound is very low.
Are you making use of Raspberry Pi? You can see the question in the chat.
Somebody asked about the Raspberry Pi. Yes, it's running on a Raspberry Pi here. I have, I don't see the question, but
it's in the chat.
Which chat? The Zoom chat? Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, the Raspberry Pi here is used because I have a sensor hat on it, and I made an adapter for the WebSync gateway. So the hat here, the Raspberry Pi here in the hubs scene is the device and also the gateway. I use the same board, but if it can be two different Raspberry Pi, it will work the same. And what you should know about IoT and WebSync generally is that you don't require a lot of resource to make it actually run. It's mostly REST API, and it can work on microcontrollers like Arduinos. That's exactly what I wanted to tell. So for instance, the robot I shared with the moving arm is running on a STM32 board like this one, which is very constrained compared to what you find in Arduino microcontroller. And yeah, also that's another project. I made a WebSync adapter, not a WebSync library to run on this board. The same one can run on other microcontroller, but it's a JavaScript library running on a microcontroller. So if you a web developer, and then you can get access to very low-end devices like Arduino microcontroller. So yeah, but for more detail about the Arduino library, let me share it to you. It's on Mozilla GitHub, Mozilla IoT / WebSync Arduino, I think. So there are a couple of examples to get started where you have a switch or a lamp. And once you get this example running, you can easily Arduino port to different use cases. So let me share the link here. So yeah, if there is any interest about this Arduino or other microcontroller like ESP32 or ESP8266, it can be very interesting because you can buy on the market. I don't have it here. Oh, so yeah, if you have this kind of smart outlet, actually it's running a microcontroller on it, and you can deploy your custom firmware, which is implementing the WebSync API. So this means that once you have replaced this cloud-based device with the WebSync library, and you can connect any device from this smart outlet without connecting to the cloud, and it really matters in terms of privacy. So yeah, WebSync project is really interesting for those who care about privacy, because you can control all your device without relying to the cloud. And if you need to get access to your device remotely, you can use a PackageKite tunnel and connect to your gateway remotely without mirroring everything in the cloud. So yeah, that's a different model, and yeah, I believe it's quite relevant, specifically if we are talking about digital twins, when you can share all device of somebody home. That can be really really dangerous if you want to get this hosted somewhere where you can really trust it. Yeah. So yeah,
thank you.
That's all. Feel free to reach me if there is any question. I will be on the Matrix chat room, and I will come back on this reps meeting. Thank you and goodbye.
Oh, thank you very much, Phil. Are there any other questions there on obviously you can refill the metrics, so you can talk about it later, but if there are any burning questions you want to ask now, go ahead. No? Okay, so I forgot to do it before, so I want to say thank you and not welcome, but thank you to everyone who is here, since we're a bit kind of into the call. Phil, Harsh, Liv, Robbie, Vishal, Fernando, Lourdes, Leia, Sarvar, James, Shubhendra, Siddhartha, Robbie, Lydia, and I think that's everyone. So thank you very much for coming. And as I said at the beginning, if you have a project, if you have done some events that went really well and you want to share your experience with other reps, absolutely come and present into the call. That would be really good. And just as a last update, in the last reps call, I told everyone I was going to post this survey about the mentor. It is coming. Don't worry, I didn't forget about it. It is coming probably this week. And I will let everyone know when it's there, so you can go and give your feedback and your thoughts on the mentors program specifically. So if there are no any other question, are there any shout outs? Are there non-verbal updates? No. Anyone else who would like to say something? Okay, so thank you very much to Philip for presenting in this call. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.
Goodbye. Thanks a lot.